Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Campamizzi coming to you on the day before spring break, right before the spring break where we have a bunch of days off in a row. Some people are celebrating Easter. Perhaps there might be some people who are celebrating Passover, or even if you don't celebrate at all, it's just a lovely time to relax and recharge and enjoy the beautiful sunshine and the nice weather that's coming along with it. So today I'm going to be reading a story called Bunny Trouble. And just like yesterday we practiced in our reading, we practiced that we should always be monitoring our reading for, does it look right, does it sound right, and does it make sense? Because remember, we're the boss of our reading, and it has to be up to us to stop and say, wait a second, that doesn't make sense. Today, as I read this story called Bunny Trouble, I want you to see if you can pick up any of the sentences, maybe some words that I might be reading incorrectly, okay? Keep your listening ears open. Listen for things that just don't make sense. If you hear them, shout it out. It's okay because you're the only one out there in your house, so that's okay. All right, we'll see, and I'll let you know when we get to those parts as well to see if you got them. But our story is called Bunny Trouble. And I see that there's a picture of a rabbit and there's an Easter basket with a soccer ball in the middle. And in the back there is a blurb and it says, it's the day before Easter. All the bunnies are busy except Ralph. All he wants to do is play soccer. And what trouble he gets into. Okay, so listen as I read. Listen very carefully. I'll show you the pictures, but I don't want you to see the words. Not yet. Once upon a time, there was a rabbit colony that was different from any other. The rabbits were in charge of decorating all the Easter eggs for the Easter bunny to deliver. Everyone worked year-round getting ready. Everyone except Ralph. He cared for only one thing in the world. Soccer. It worried his mother and father. I can see why Mom and Dad would be worried. It worried the other rabbits in the colony. It worried his tooth in the school where all the young rabbits went to learn egg decorating. Wait a minute. Did you catch something that sounded really strange? That didn't make sense. It worried his tooth? No, I hope you caught that, boys and girls, because it was supposed to be. It worried his teacher. Good ears. It worried his teacher in the school where all the young rabbits went to learn egg decorating. Where was Ralph when everyone else was hard at work in the classroom? He was outside working on his fancy footwork. It worried his sister Liza, especially when he ruined her birthday parts. Did you stop me there? I hope you did, because he cannot ruin her birthday parts, but he can ruin her birthday party. That would make sense. Liza loved Ralph more than anyone else in the world, but she knew that one day he would get into trouble. He just didn't fit in. Each year as Easter approached, everyone got busier and busier. The chickens laid more eggs, the painters, the jelly bean makers, and the basket stuffers all worked overtime. What do you think Ralph was doing? I know. Ralph had to work too, but he had a hard time keeping his kite, his job, on his Wait a minute. Even I'm going to stop. That doesn't make sense. I hope you stopped me. Let's try that again. Ralph had to work too, but he had a hard time kite his mind on his job. Oh, wait a second. That word kite, that can't be right. It's keeping. Ralph had to work too, but he had a hard time keeping his mind on his job. Instead, he was thinking about place kicks, and he tried just one. Oops! Over went a basket full of eggs. The exhausted chickens groaned. The rabbits shouted at Ralph, "Go play soccer on the other side of the trees so we can finish our work in peace," they said. Oh boy. They're working and he's messing it all up. Ralph was glad to go. He went off to play by himself on the other side of the forest. Here he is. Looks like he's bothering the animals on the other side of the forest too. That night, he did not come home. His mother wept and wrung her hands. Where could he be, she wondered, and with Easter just 2 days away. Morning came. Still, Ralph had not come home. Liza slipped out to search for him. She found him not far away, locked up in a cage. A farmer had caught him while he was practicing his dribble in the cauliflower field. The coach always told us to look where we were green, not at our feet. Wait a second. Did you stop me? I hope you did, because that doesn't make sense. The coach always told us to look where we were green? No, even I know that doesn't make sense. If I look closer, I see that word is going. Good thing you stopped me. Thank you. The coach always told us to look where we were going, not at our feet, Ralph joked sorrowfully. Don't worry, Liza told him. I'll go and get help. Here's poor Ralph. He's right there. He's locked up. Oh, no. She ran back past the busy rabbits, calling, Mama, Mama, we must save Ralph. The farmer has caught him and is going to make him into Easter dinner. Oh, I know that Bunny would get into trouble someday, wept Mama as she followed Liza to Ralph's cage. And there they are. They're off to go see him, to go find him, hopefully save him. It had thick bars and a heavy padlock. We'll never get him out of there, moaned their mother when she saw Ralph inside. Of course we will, said Liza firmly. I think I can get the lock open. And there's poor Ralph. He's in there crying. Liza worked for hours, but the lock refused to be picked. The bars wouldn't bend. The door couldn't be pried off. If I ever get free, whispered Ralph, I pencil. I will never play soccer again. Did you catch it? It's not I pencil. That doesn't make sense. What do you think it should be? I promise. Let's start again. If I ever get free, whispered Ralph, I promise I will never play soccer again. No, Ralph, said Liza. You want to be a soccer player, and you will be too, but you have to help with the eggs. And not be such a nuisance, added Mama. Ralph knew that they were right. He promised to do what they said. Hours passed, and suddenly Liza cried, I've got an idea that will do the trick, but we have to hurry. Liza and Mama ran all the way home. In no time, Liza was back carrying a small bundle under her arms. She squeezed it carefully through the bars of Ralph's cage. Then she whispered the plan. So she's carrying something. Do you see that? The next morning, there was a great commotion around the cage. Inside it, next to Ralph, was a basket of the most beautiful Easter eggs anyone had ever seen. Some were polka dotted, some were dyed deep purple, and some were painted with rainbows. The farmer's children gathered around. "He must be the Easter Bunny," they exclaimed with wonder. "How else could he have gotten those eggs? We must let him go or there will be no Easter for us." So the farmer opened the cage duck. So the farmer opened the cage duck? That doesn't make sense. Oh, if I look a little closer and I look at the letters, so the farmer opened the cage door. Do you see how I'm thinking of the words and I'm checking to see the whole time as I'm reading, I'm checking to make sure that what I'm saying makes sense. Ralph ran home as fast as he can. So his sister gave him all those eggs, and the farmer thought that he was the Easter Bunny and thought that it would be the best idea for everyone if he let him go. Otherwise, there'll be no Easter. But he didn't forget Liza's words. He tried harder with his painting. Ralph even became known for one special design, which he did far better than anyone else, and almost as well as kicking, passing, and scoring. And I'm not surprised when I see the special Easter egg that Ralph is famous for. Take a look. Like a soccer ball. Okay, boys and girls, today as you do your independent reading with Raz Kids or Epic or a story that you have of your own, please make sure that you stop yourself when you get to a part that doesn't make sense. Chances are, if it doesn't make sense, you've misread one of the words and you have to go back and figure it out. We're all word detectives. That's our job. We're the boss of our reading. We're the word detectives. You can do it. Have a great day, boys and girls, and a wonderful break. Bye.